Welcome back to Coded Live. This is the Modern Experiences show where we talk about digital experiences, CMS, and all the things all together. So we are your hosts, Sam and Jay. And Jay is the Sitefinity and digital experience expert. I am just a dev trying to figure out my space or my place in this world. So before we start talking about Sitefinity and all the things, maybe Jay, you could explain like the different software models. Like you have software that you can run locally, or there
Yeah,
is software as a service, SaaS, or there is platform as a service. What are the differences?
yeah. So the on-prem or install it where you want it, um, no option is the first one. That's one that obviously we started with, that most people started with, and you're getting the source code, you're putting it onto a web server that you stand up, that kind of thing. I'm sure we've all sort of been there. And this is an option that is still required by certain people. That might be due to, maybe it's due to budget restraints, maybe it's because you're running a CMS on an ocean liner and you can't rely on internet connectivity. Like, no, there's certainly sort of kind of cases like that, or maybe it's just stringent security that you have to host
Mhm.
in a certain environment and whatnot. So from and that. And all of these options, they all stem from the same code base. That's probably
Yeah.
another thing that's kind of worthwhile sort of pointing out. Now, with that on-prem version, obviously it's yours to customize as you see fit. And as you move from the on-prem version to what we call the platform as a service, which is essentially um, Sitefinity set up in a cloud subscription, but it's fully managed
Yeah.
by the vendor, right? Which gives you a few benefits, right? Like one, it's running on cloud infrastructure that is 100% tailored to running the Sitefinity platform. So whether that's
Yeah.
things like caching, search, load balancing, content delivery networks, like it takes care of a ton of stuff that would be otherwise taking you time, like
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you'd be paying someone else to manage that infrastructure. And probably the one reason that people choose a solution like that is because they obviously they see the value in kind of not, like for most of us, concentrating on high available websites and the platforms that support that, like from a infrastructure point of view. It's not our day jobs. We want to build experiences for our
Mhm.
customers and all of that kind of thing. So it takes that out of there, but you've still got the ability to do a lot of customization to the platform, like run your own scripts, run your own things, right? Now, if you want the last one, which is the one that we're going to look at today, is the SaaS model, which
Which
still
is on
comes
the
with all of
extreme
those.
end, right? It's just, who owns
Yeah,
what? How much do you maintain?
exactly. Yeah. So the SaaS is really the minimum maintenance model, right? You're sitting on all of that great infrastructure, tailored for Sitefinity, but you also don't have to worry about things like doing upgrades, and things like that to keep things up to date, patched,
Yeah.
all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's somewhat taken care of you for the PaaS model. But it still needs someone there to kind of push whatever the, the automatic upgrade is into production. You've got to do your own
Yeah.
testing, all of that whatnot.
Yeah. So maybe you can explain more as we get along. Let's share my screen. Oh, I had this tab here open. Jay, maybe you want to talk about this. So if I wanted to learn more about the marketing side of things, like digital experiences, tell me about Martech Weekly. Tell me about what's coming up in Melbourne.
Yeah, so this is the first of three events that are going to be happening around the world. Progress is going to be at all three. Um, it's called the Martech Weekly
Oh,
Forum. And the Martech Weekly, for those people that don't know, it's a weekly newsletter that comes out and it just talks about every kind of bit of Martech or marketing technology, anything that's kind of impacting our industry. And that could be anything from CMS to CRM to CDP, like all of those acronyms that we know and love. And it's really just people getting people together to have a talk and look, what's happened in the past, what's coming in the future. Um, for those that have been following it, you'll understand that Martech, I guess over the last sort of 10 years, has gone from maybe 100 products to 13, 14,000 different products, it's such a an expanse, and
Yeah.
it can be difficult to navigate for some people. So yeah,
Yeah.
really looking forward to a couple of days of
Yeah.
good
Looks really cool.
discussions. We've got a workshop that we're running there.
Yeah. And this is all in Melbourne, right by the water, looks like. You got some fun things like there's a sea life aquarium dinner. That sounds fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, lots of good speakers and whatnot.
Lots
It's
of good
yeah,
speakers.
they're yeah, just kind of great events to get along with, and a
Yeah.
lot of these people are really kind of focused on that kind of customer experience.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Cool. So you'll be there with a few of our partners. So that's very cool. Okay, so coming back to Sitefinity and all the different models. So if I were brand new to Sitefinity, which in some ways I am, so it's a CMS, it's a content platform, but it's much, much more than that. It's your digital experience platform that lets you build experiences across multiple platforms for your marketing users, for your IT folks, for your non technical folks. They can just jump in and do their thing without having to talk to the devs all the time. And it's a CMS that drives a lot of different experiences across platforms. You can do APIs, you can change up the front end. So it's a full stack. So if I were to just start from here, the Sitefinity website, learn more about what it is and omnichannel CMS, cloud native, and all the big buzzwords. What if I wanted to just get started here? So
Yeah,
I have clicked on this button here before with you, Jay, but I get these modes, right? So this one
yeah,
here is run Sitefinity on my own thing. So I can run this locally. It's actually so Sitefinity, it's not a new product. This has been around for like 20 years of evolution is what we're looking at. So it
uh-huh,
started way back with, classic ASP, then had web forms, then did MVC, and now it's running on ASP.NET Core. So it's very much a web application that you're running.
mhm,
So I can start with Sitefinity, like the backend part of it, the CMS part of it, where it connects to the database, all of that, I can run it locally on my machine, which is
100%.
what this one will give you, right? So you
Yep,
get the bits and you set it up all locally, either on your machine or on a server, and you up and running. You go running things on local host, but
uh-huh,
takes a little bit of time to get everything going. We could also do things in the cloud, which is where the PaaS and the SaaS models come in. The PaaS, I think, is where you're saying like you still own like dedicated hardware that runs it. Maybe I want to be in charge of rolling out the updates, the OS versions, or Sitefinity versions that I want to update on my own time, and that's where I want to own more of it. That's my platform as a service. But
yep,
then SaaS is my minimum, work required. Just get me a standalone instance of Sitefinity so I can get working, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and that SaaS version, it's probably worthwhile calling out that it's not going to be for everyone, because some people will have customization requirements that things they need to set up that might break the mold. Like for, I think what people a lot of people don't realize is for products to be SaaS, they need to be locked down to a certain extent. That they can't be these kind of open-ended blank canvas type development platforms a lot of the time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so,
However, like I mean, while you may not be able to blank canvas change anything, I think you can still change up the renderers, like your front
Oh,
end of
100,
your app.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like all of the important stuff, that's not a problem. But doing things like setting up custom processes to run, or you know, developing custom modules, you might hit a few um, kind of blocks there. But you know, this is a really cost-effective way
yeah,
to launch a website that can be scaled. Um, you know, quickly, where all of that infrastructure is taken care of you, and
yeah,
it's 100% possible to kind of move from one to another, like as your needs change. You know, running Sitefinity on the local development server from a trial perspective is great if you're a developer, because you can really quickly and easily see under the hoods. For those people that haven't gone through that process, it's pretty basic. You download the code set, you know, you have a web server and a SQL server on your local. You install the database. Create that web application and hit go. Right. So
Yeah.
it can be running on your local machine in, like I've timed myself to do it in as little as 20 minutes in the past. It's
Hmm.
been a while,
Yeah.
but then buying a CMS is it's a team sport. It's never really done with by one individual, and I think one of
Right.
the key benefits you get with that hosted trial is you get a URL that you can share amongst your team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everyone can be kind of trialing it out together, um, which you won't necessarily get on your development server, but obviously you could set it up that way in your
Yeah.
own sort of private network or whatnot.
Yeah. So if you're like brand new to Sitefinity, then this might be a very nice option for you to get started because like it doesn't
100%.
need anything. It's just, we're going to spin it up for you and host it for you on a cloud
Yep.
server, and then you go to town. So if you are brand new, you can just hit that launch the sandbox. It's going to be isolated, and it's a trial that you get to play around. That's your playground. I have done this actually a couple of times with a few
Right.
of my emails. So mine have expired. So we actually had to reach out to our IT to say, hey, can you give us a special one so that we can keep using it? And that's what they have provisioned. So go
Yeah.
hit that sandbox and I can just, hit that and then I can sign in with my single sign on as my progress account and then I get in. So this is kind of the hosted way of looking at things. So right now, is it true, Jay, that if you wanted a hosted SaaS model, it's almost always on Azure for us right now, or do we use any other cloud provider?
Yeah, so just Azure for us, that's our cloud provider of choice.
Yeah.
Um, and what we're looking at here is this is a little bit foreign to me. This is something that I work a lot in. So what we're looking at is I guess the DevOps or the
This
front
is
end
the DevOps. Yeah,
the kind of
this
cloud
is the
backend. So
project, right?
yeah, I'm hoping that you might find a little bit of this intuitive, right? Because
Yeah. No, this is like CI/CD pipeline. This is very familiar to anybody who's using Azure DevOps or GitHub Actions. This is your pipeline. This is your project that sets everything up.
yeah,
So right out of the gate, I'm seeing a few things here that has been set up for us. So there are environments here. So there's production and there's staging, and they do what they sound they like to do. There's a staging environment, and then you push those changes up to production, and each of them have a little URL. So when I'm going to the back end, this is the Sitefinity look that Jay is used to. Like this is Sitefinity once you have it running locally and you have it, localhost running. This is what you see. This is the Sitefinity Classic backend. That includes every feature of your CMS that you can go to town. But just understand that all of this, since we chose SaaS, all of this is now hosted, not on my machine, but on the cloud. And we can, have a little fun. So this is a fresh instance of Sitefinity. Absolutely nothing has been done to it. I think we kind of still start out with the coriander lane demos here. Is that right, Jay?
it looks like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should be able to tell if we just go to maybe the pages, if we can click on pages up the top
Yeah.
there.
Oh, and by the way, this is also, this is your dashboard. If you have not ever done Sitefinity, this is where everything starts. You can, get your analytics and SEO and content, everything managed here. Then you have your content, which is different types of news or items or blogs or events or videos, your forms, your lists. Everything is right up there. Yeah, I see Coriander Lane right up here.
Yeah. We're dealing with Curry on the line.
Yeah, and then we have some design templates. We have some administration, which I'm going to invite you as a user and kind of tinker around with that as well. Sitefinity Insight here is hooked up as well. So quite a few things. So if I go to pages here, yeah, this is Coriander Lane because let's skip
Yeah,
that tutorial. So you get menu options. This is like a restaurant website, which we'll get to in just a
yeah,
second. But this is kind of the experience that you get when you choose the Sitefinity SaaS model, where I didn't have to do anything on my machine or on my dev server or my on-prem servers. This is just all up and ready to go for me in the cloud. So one thing I was reading, Jay, is user management, and this is like Sitefinity Docs. Let me bump up the fonts here a little bit. So I can invite you because right now I'm the only admin.
That's
But
right.
this
Yep.
is, like you said, this is a team sport, so I cannot do
Yep.
much by myself. So I'm guessing that the user thing maybe is on a per environment basis, and then there's a way to maybe sync things because the user management is not on Azure, like that is on the Sitefinity side, right? So if I go in
Yeah. So
here,
there would be two types of users, I'd be guessing, right? For the cloud backend and
yeah,
for the Sitefinity backend.
yeah,
So a developer
exactly.
would, yeah,
Yeah, so this is the user management that you want to do for your Sitefinity, like your CMS side of it. The cloud
correct.
backend, that is more for administration of the SaaS thing that's running in there as well. So, is this? I'm wondering if this is integrated into SSO for us as well.
Yep.
I mean, if I invite you, let's see,
Let's try it. Yeah.
let's try it.
And maybe what might be a good idea for my account is let's start off with my account being quite locked down, and you can give me permissions
Sure.
as I need them, right? Because
All right. So let's do. So in a traditional way, like I mean, right now, like there is no SSO authentication because this Sitefinity instance is just running by itself on the cloud. Like there's no way for me to just look you up because this is not tied to our Active Directory in any way.
yes,
For
yes,
now, it's
yes.
just yeah. Okay, so do you have a preference of emails that I should use? Because your main email probably has too many
Just
accounts on it.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that
That's
progress
good.
that'll work.
All right. All right. So, password. Why am I having to enter your password?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Uh,
Let's just chuck something in to for now, and
okay, I'm just going to do
we'll see
test.
we'll see what happens
Yeah.
when I log in.
All right. So I'm going to make you an admin.
Okay.
Da da da. That's it, right? Yeah.
Fingers
Create user.
crossed. Return code 500.
What did I miss?
Um,
Author,
everything
designer.
looks everything looks okay.
Oh, it's not liking you for some reason.
Don't know why that 500 code's coming back. Just put in a longer password just in case it's that. But
Yeah, maybe. Uh, all right, let's try again. J.
you're not logged in using single sign-on, I'm assuming.
I am, but I
Oh,
am logged in on the back end. Like the Sitefinity, this
ah,
staging instance.
okay.
Well, actually, let me take a look here. Let me just copy your thing here. Um, so here you can notice like we got some of our offices here. Like this is me.
Yeah,
This is
that's you.
open ID. This is single sign on.
Yeah.
Permissions, and I am an admin.
Is there a way to add me as a user in the back end, the screen you're on before? Would that carry through, do you think? Is
I
that
don't
where you're
know.
set up? If you go to Summary Overview tab up the top.
Yeah, let me see. And online backend
Um,
users.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
this
go
is
back to
a.
the if you go back to the Azure view, was there a user management there? Are you sitting there as well?
Yeah, I feel like this should not be the way to do it because this is
No,
just
it doesn't make sense to me either. Yeah.
yeah. Well, this is DevOps. Actually, it knows you. DevOps. You can do it all.
Yeah, I don't know what all that is.
It's a lot. Also, promotion things to production and that. Invite new users. Okay,
This might be a
maybe, but yeah.
don't try this
So
at home, but yeah, we just want to get moving.
yeah. So, I mean, you can log in later on as well, but I just wanted
Yeah,
to, try
that's
things
cool.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is, I feel like this is more of the Sitefinity user management versus the backend that's just for your
100%. Yeah, yeah.
cloud hosting.
That's my understanding as well.
Yeah. Let me try one more time. I'm not sure. Maybe it was the long password that it was complaining about, but just didn't tell me what it was. All right. So longer password. Let's just do maybe. All right, I'm going to make you an admin, create. Oh, there you go. It was the password. It wasn't very clear.
There we
So
go.
eventually you will get emails and now you're in. Yeah, I don't think
Fantastic.
this one, yeah, this one's more for the cloud backend. So you don't need that. But
Yep.
now you have it all. So this is more like the user that you are. And you should be able to now get into the staging environment and see what I'm seeing. Okay, so we go back here and let's just look at pages one more time. This is the classic Sitefinity CMS. And let's go to home. And this should have some sort of a template. Oh, look at that. This is the classic coriander lane. This is our good friend, um, uh,
Jonathan.
Jonathan Reed. He loves Coriander Lane. This is his baby. He loves to set this up, and it's a wonderful demo. If you're hungry, sometimes gets you more hungry. But this is a classic, use case of a marketing site that you're trying to launch. It's got a whole bunch of things. Let's hit preview here. So we haven't written a line of code, done anything to it. But this is the trial site, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I'm not using any personal data. And this one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I accept. Okay, so out of the gate, you get this stuff, right? So kind of like a classic restaurant thing with some embedded videos and some menus. You can do franchisee. You can do locations. I'm sure he's got maps somewhere in here. There's some news items. So if you were doing like a blog post for everything that's going on at your restaurant, you could do that. And I'm sure these are all, just items in the back end about us. So locations. This is, I think, where Jonathan loves to show off these locations that his restaurant is doing great in. Um, nowhere in Australia, Jay. I'm sorry. He's got
we,
Sophia.
well,
No, but
we can add one.
we can add exactly. Yeah, we can add new
We can add
things.
one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's mostly Americas. He's got something in Brazil, Rotterdam, and then Bulgaria. And then contact us. So this probably has a form in here, so we can see all of that. So this is the classic, restaurant website to get you going. So all of this is ready for you. And let's come back here. So that's the menu page. Probably has like child elements to it. Contact us, search results, that. And then if I look at let's look at the images, like what's on use. So okay, so it's nicely organized. So we have food item, locations, news, blogs, image carousals. Then we have videos. I'm probably guessing like the initial banner video is playing from up here. Then we have blogs on news. Okay, so it looks like a couple of the locations in the restaurant have their own blog. So, I mean, this may be a good way also to think about it like you are running a global restaurant chain, right? So, as new locations come up, they don't need to talk to your dev people or your admin people. You just create a site for them or give somebody access and they can create a new location and they can customize it to their own, heart's content while keeping maybe the header and the banner of the overall brand of your restaurant chain, and then they can have their own images. Their marketing people can come in and set up different sites and widgets and campaigns and so on. So that's
It's
that's the goal.
probably also worthwhile just kind of calling out to people that there's this kind of clear separation of the pages and the contents, right? So
Yeah.
Sitefinity helps you build websites and whatnot, but that's an optional, right? Like you
Yeah.
could be using this as a pure content repository to run your digital signage in your restaurants or to provide content to your mobile app or all sorts of other different things, right? So
Yeah.
that's why when we kind of look at the content it is just that. It is just content. There's no markup language within it or anything like that. And
Yeah.
from a page layout perspective,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just worthwhile calling that out. I
Yeah.
think we can turn that off if you click on the gear. I believe just I think where is it? Maybe next time that comes up,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's an option to turn it off for good.
Right. So here are the forms like job openings, contact us, email subscription forms. So a lot of things that you might, have to hand create if this was a traditional web application. Okay, so this was the thing. Yeah, got it. All right.
Um,
So
that's
these are the
right. I think it's
locations.
somewhere in settings we can turn that off.
Yeah, we can. So again, like your non-technical people will not have to worry about how this is hosted, how are the pages put together, what are the locations like, how to run blogs. All of that is just kind of built and ready for you. So in here is also design where we could do page templates for any new type of design. We can have bootstrap style, columns and rows. And you could have a design system where somebody comes in and says, as you're creating a new page, a new location for our restaurant, it has to, adhere to this design standard. So here are the columns that you have to, have. Here's the header and the footer that you cannot change, and so on. And then we get into administration, which is controlling, very granular level of controlling users and roles and permissions and indices and workflows and tools and lots of different things. And there's different insights. So as your customers are coming in and experiencing, maybe a certain restaurant location, you get more and more analytics about how they are using your site and what their interests are. And then you can customize the experience a little bit more on subsequent visits. And then what's the marketing tab here? Oh, this is the Sitefinity Insight, dashboard
Yep.
that shows you, how people are doing. So this is kind of the classic getting started experience in Sitefinity. Yes, we can spin this up locally, but the cloud makes it just so much easier. So from an absolute blank slate, let's just say, Jay, I am coming to MWF, Martech Weekly, like 2 weeks, and I'm going to join you in Melbourne, which I would actually love to. I've never been to Australia. But let's just say I am an attendee at that conference, and I'm coming in. I'm new to Sitefinity. Can you walk me through what's possible? Like from an absolute blank slate, what can you build, or can you help me build maybe a landing page, or something that's real for me?
100%. Yeah. Okay. So let's yeah.
And
So
also, before you start, like, do you want to do this? Because like maybe I should stop sharing. Are you able to get
no,
in now?
I'm happy to watch you do it. I think
Okay, all right.
I'll enjoy this. So let's just sort of
Oh, this is like
we
a
it's like a
this is like
challenge,
a
right?
it's a evil thing. Like I'm gonna enjoy seeing you struggle.
Yeah, because Sitefinity is so easy to use. It's
It
going to
is
be
very easy.
pleasure.
Yeah.
So we've got 28 minutes. So let's
Yeah.
let's set it, see if we can set ourselves a goal and see how close we can go to this. Right. I would
Okay.
like to create a page with a form on it, and I
Okay.
want that form to collect someone's first name, last name, and maybe their email address, of course, and maybe I just want to find out something about them. Maybe what's their favorite food to eat or something like that
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
for catering purposes. Let's call it that.
Okay.
Um, and so we'll create that form. We'll get that on a page, but I also want to link that form up to Sitefinity Insight. So
Mhm.
when people submit that form, it actually puts an identity on all of their previous browsing history. So as soon as someone fills out that form, we can then go and see um, we can see all of the things that they've done before, and we can start to kind of build that profile up about them. And then maybe as a stretch goal for the 27 minutes we've got now remaining, we'll see
Yeah.
if we can personalize a page based on the type of food that they
Okay.
chose, right?
Okay. All
Does that
right.
sound like enough for 26 minutes,
All
right?
right.
So
I'm ready with my fast fingers. Tell me
okay,
what to do.
great. So the first thing I want to do, so a form, we treat that just like content in,
Yeah.
in Sitefinity. So let's create the form to start with. So we'll go back to this a couple of times. So we'll jump in, we'll click on the green create form button,
Yep.
and we'll give our, let's call it the, whatever you like, catering form. And we'll create that. We can
Nothing
just
else. Yeah.
leave all that as is.
Okay. No widgets.
Yeah, so now we just want to start adding widgets and building up our form. So you can see as
Okay.
we kind of click that, we can start adding our text box maybe for our first name and last name. And this should become, this should not be too unfamiliar to this process that we're going through. Like if you use, like, I don't want to use VB6. No, that's probably a bit old, but like you're putting things on a page and you're giving
Yeah.
them
It's
a
just
title and
drag
you're
and
giving
drag and
them
drop.
a name, you know,
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
if you just break it up into first name and last name,
Okay.
just to make things a little bit easier for us down the track, and
Right.
and I don't think we could set things as required. We need the name. There's our validation message. You can
Yeah.
expand out the limitations and display settings if you like, just to see, like
I
everything
see.
you've got. So it's quite powerful what you can just do out of the box in terms of
Yeah.
like, this is how it's displayed. Your validation.
Is
You can.
this instructional text like what the user would see, giving examples of how it's entered? No, this
Yeah.
is something different.
We've got placeholder text.
Placeholder text.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Save.
Yeah, let's do that. And then if you just want to quickly go and add another one for last name, just following
Oh, I
that.
see. Okay. Add widget, another text box. Okay, this is easy. I can do this.
Yep.
And the field types, these are the different. Okay, so I can do
So we've
email
got
as well. All
text.
right.
Yep.
All right, and this is required as well. Everything else is the default. All right, so we have first name, last name, and now let's do. Do we want any of these drop downs or dynamic
Yeah,
lists?
let's do the email first. So to do the email, we choose text box again, but we're going to change the type from text to
Sure.
email, and that'll add our email validation for us automatically.
Yeah.
You want to make that required.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
That's about it.
For the last field with our favorite food, we'll use we've got a I think a drop down box would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do like a favorite cuisine.
Yep.
All right. Choices. Oh, this is easy. What's Australian cuisine normally?
Well, yeah, we borrow from the rest of the world generally, but we do like our barbecue, lamb chops, things like that. So, you need to have one more, because I think your first option is just, well, that's just going to be select. So that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We're good.
Barbecue. Oh, these are the values. I see.
Yeah. Actually, for the values, do you want to just copy what you've got in the label?
Okay. Oh, I see. So then we can use those values.
Yeah. Because I believe it's the value that will get sent up to the CDP when we do that hookup as well.
Yeah.
The number will be
I don't know. Is barbecue a cuisine type? Yeah, it's more of how you cook things.
Method of cooking. Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Okay.
You go to a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah. Tell me your favorite thing.
My favorite thing.
Favorite cuisine.
Oh, you've got them there already. I love pizza. So how about we go Italian?
Yeah.
Or American, but we won't get into that debate.
No, Italian is American is
Chicago dish or
it's complicated.
from New York.
All right, those three. That's about it. We are sticking to that. Sort choices set manually, required here as well, and that's it. I don't need that. Yeah, I don't
that
need
one.
that. Yep, there you go. Okay, so I have a quick form here with name, email, and favorite cuisine. That's it, right? Publish.
Correct. Yep.
All right. I mean, I could have previewed it, but this is simple, so I can do that. So I'm a marketing person. I'm coming in here. I'm trying to set this up for my new restaurant chain that's just opened up. So now I have a catering form,
Yep.
and it's ready. Okay, now what do I do?
Right. So that form is a piece of content. So essentially, we could go and put that in multiple places on multiple sites, all of that kind of thing, right? So
Question: where does the data go? Is it already pre-wired up?
Um, yeah, that's a good point. So we'll see. You can see I guess by default the responses they
Yeah,
will get. If you just click on the bottom one there, the green 6 in the circle on the email subscribe form.
yeah.
That,
Oh,
that,
these are the responses. Ah,
this is the responses that are coming through, but obviously this isn't the path that most people would choose. Managing it internally to the CMS, you would actually set up an event. So when a form gets submitted,
yeah.
that form payload goes off somewhere. But that's probably a whole episode within itself, like
Right.
hooking forms up to other
Yeah.
systems and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
again, it is pretty easy. But we've got a form that we can capture information with now.
Yeah.
So I think probably the best thing to do now is to let's just take people through just like a basic create a
Sure.
page experience,
Yep. Yep.
and we'll drop our form on there. We'll put a picture and some text maybe
All right.
to make things pretty. So
Shall I create a new page?
create a new page, and we'll just kind of quickly talk through some of these motions. So let's just give it a name to start with,
All
and
right. Top
we'll,
level
we'll,
under
we'll just
parent page.
yeah, so we'll just talk through some of these options, right? So we want to make this
Yeah.
page visible. It's probably not appropriate for us to put it as a top level navigation item. So if you select under parent page and
I see.
maybe click show all, and maybe we can put it under news and events or something like that, perhaps for now. There you go. So I think if you should be able to just select news and events. I think the one at the top. Can you select that top one?
Yeah, I think there.
That one there. Yep. And then go use that. So that should pop it in there. And then those three options there obviously show navigation, so it's going to appear in the menu. If the page that we selected was actually a group page, which means there's no page behind it, it's used for menu navigation. And then the last one is maybe you don't want to create a page at all. Maybe you just want to have an item in your menu that shoots someone off to another external URL, in which case you'd use that last option. But this is
Oh,
all looking fine now. So let's
all right.
click continue, and
I get my page
uh,
editors.
page templates, right?
Yeah. All right. So this is also a chance where a design system could come in and say, "Hey, you got to use these things," or something else. So, shall we just do a blank landing page, maybe?
Well, I'm happy to. It will work. I'm not sure how great it will look because I'm not too familiar with that one. I'd probably be more inclined just to choose the corporate one because that's what all the pages are
Yeah.
using, and we'll see what's
Yeah.
going on
What's
here.
included? Yeah.
Time,
Oh, so I get
time is of
the.
the essence, right?
Yeah, it
um,
is. We got like 18 minutes. So
yes,
automatically, since I chose the corporate look and feel, I get the header, I get the footer, everything is done for me. I can just add the center things.
and it should be locked, right? Like so, you
Yeah,
just checking. You can't go and edit the footer here. You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
go
yeah.
and change anything, right?
Yeah. All right.
So
So add a widget.
let's add a bit of layout to start with, I think,
Oh,
right? So
layout first. Okay.
if you go to layout, so we can add a section perhaps. Um,
Yeah. All right.
and then if you go and edit that section that you've just added, so if you hover over the box, see where it says section, those three little lines next to it can be
I'm
tricky
trying to
once.
get to it. It is tricky. Come on. No, it goes away the moment I hover over that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. No, I can't click on that. I know exactly where you're trying to go with the
Yeah. Okay.
columns, but I can't click on that.
Okay. Let's what we'll do. Let's just in the interest of time because we want to see something working. Let's add a widget. We'll
Yeah.
go and add the form.
Oh, so this is where I have my content blocks and I can preset these
Oh,
things up for other people,
yeah.
marketing people, nav, login users, blah, blah, blah. And are my forms listed here? Oh, there it
It
is,
is. Yep.
form. Yeah, there it is. So I have a form that I've dropped in here. So here, see, I can get to that. Oh, this may be a little bit of an issue here because I think I can't click on those hamburger menu things.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
select a form. I am going to select the catering form that we just chose. Confirmation on submit as set on the form. Yeah, all of that is good. Display settings, forms, margins, everything is good, right?
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely. Yeah, we can run with that. I think what we might need to do is
there.
can we quickly save this page? There's just one thing I want to go back to and add on the form, which is the submit
Yeah.
button.
So so this is also another thing. I can save it as a draft or I can publish it. So here you have an option of how you want to set up that sync. Do you want to publish like on staging directly? On production, you probably don't want to be publishing directly. You want to sync from staging. But here we are playing by fire, so I'm going to go ahead and publish that. All right, so I have a page now that is published. So if I go back here, there is where's my catering page? Because there was inside, it was under news and
in
events.
events, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There's my catering page. Okay, so do you want me to get back in?
Yeah, let's just, if we can just go back to our forms page, let's go and edit that form,
Oh,
because I
back to
just noticed that
forms.
we forgot to add a submit button. So let's just
Uh,
quickly do that.
that will help, right?
Uh,
Right. Okay, so widget, submit button, and this is what I want.
yeah. And
Okay.
now if we publish that form and just jump back to our page,
Yep.
we should see all those changes reflected.
Sure. All right. Back to pages, back to news and the catering page. And there is my form. And let's do a preview of this page. Oh, it's not picking up the submit yet. Maybe it's too early or too quick. Did I save? Did I?
Um, let's
Let's go
just
back.
check that.
Catering form. No, I have my publish. Oh, I never published it. I'm sorry. Okay, now the form is good. Form is
Great.
published. We go back to pages. Here is my catering page. And let's do a preview here. Why is it not picking up? Uh, do I need to edit this page again or no?
Oh, did you publish the page and you publish the form?
I did not. That'll help. Okay, now the page is published.
Yeah.
And let's do a preview. I'm still not seeing it.
Just let's just maybe just go back, and you shouldn't normally need to do this, but let's just go back and re-add or add it again, add another form,
Yeah, just to see what I messed up. News and that, catering page. And how can I delete this whole thing? Oh, here's my form, but I'm having a hard time selecting that. Almost.
You cannot get it. That's
Oh, this is the thing that you are maybe looking for, like the layout, right?
that's for the layout. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
that's for the
Let's see if we
section.
can
That's the
make it
section
there.
style and
So,
the column styles. Okay, so that can all stay right now. Oh, now
oh,
the button's showing up. Yeah,
okay.
just needed a
What
second.
did you do? Ah,
Yeah, nothing.
okay.
It just
Excellent.
needed a
All right.
second.
Okay. So now we've got our form,
Okay,
and
here's my form and the preview showing up. Okay.
you should have a URL, right? So we can actually go and view that on this on that address, right?
Yes. So let me see. Now this depends a little bit on how your backend is set up here.
Yeah.
So here's the catering page. If I do a view, yeah. So it is simply like whatever is your domain name, WAC News and Events, because that's what we put it under, and then catering page. That's the name of our page.
Yeah, so maybe just try and fill that out, Sam, and we'll make sure it works for you. And then once we're certain that it works for you, what we'll then do is we'll go and set up our CDP connection.
Oh, well, what did I do wrong?
Was not
JSON format. Is there something else I need to hook up with the form?
there is not. No, we'll need to chase up some people internally to get to the bottom of why that is. Form submit responses not JSON format.
Because like I mean, we created a brand new form with some fields, but isn't there like it's not like magic, right? Somebody has to point to say this is where the responses go. Like I feel like we never did that.
No, that's fine. But let's do the CDP hookup, and we'll get that happening. And
Okay.
and maybe there might be a couple of things we need to just chase up internally, because
Yeah,
this is a fresh instance that they've just provisioned for us.
right.
So what we'll do. So in your emails, did you get anything relating to Insight at all? A login account for Insight?
Yeah,
You did.
I
So
think. Let me see. Because it mentioned environments, and because this is just a hosted thing. Do you really want me to pull up emails? I can, but I
let
can
me.
do it on a different
Yeah,
screen. So hold on for a second.
just seeing if
I
we got that there.
Yeah, I don't think I got a separate thing for emails, but hold on for a second. I'm gonna stay here.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. So I think if you, it might be set up, and if you didn't get an email, let's just hope that if you go to, I'll chuck in this web address for you to go to.
no,
And
I don't see a separate one for. Oh, actually, hold on. It should be something that's included. Da-da-da. Insights. No, I don't see a separate email for
that's all right. Just do me a
Insight.
favor and just go to a web address, insight.sitefinity.com, and this is where you go to access Insight, and it works on single sign-on. So hopefully, if you just sign in using
Yeah,
your normal, hopefully what it will do is it'll show you all of the Insight data centers that you've got access to, which this one
yeah.
isn't the one, but hopefully we can see
Oh, there it
there's
is. Yeah,
there
I
it
see
is, right?
it.
So this is
Yeah.
good. So
Yay.
with 9 minutes left, we can do a CDP integration,
Okay.
right?
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
So we've got our two. So the way that Insight's structured, you get an account, which is the Sitefinity Cloud, DX Demos, DX TechRel. That's our account, and then we can create data centers within our account. So we've got one for each of the environments, and we could create more if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But let's go to administration up the top in the top right hand corner, and let's go into these. We'll work with staging for now.
Yep.
So we'll go into staging, and I believe what we need to do here, it's been a little while, is we need to go to, I believe is it access, or oh no, it's API key, I think. Oh no, so that's access. Oh, sorry, API key. I think this is the one
Okay.
that we need.
Copy that.
No, that's,
No, I copied it.
yeah, hold on a sec. Let's see.
So you're thinking like in the form itself, like we're going to do something to feed it that API, or
Start
on the
API
page
key.
itself.
We need like a key. I'm just seeing if there's another place we need to do that. Can't have a view. Sorry, here we go. Sorry, if you can just go back to that. Click on the account overview, and see in those
Access
access and
keys.
security access keys. This is what we want, right? So
All right.
we create. There's ones that have been created before, but we can't see them. So we'll have to create our own. So let's just call that staging something or other.
All right.
And we'll select the data center that it gets access to. So this access key is only accessing our staging data.
All right.
This is what we want to copy, right?
Got
So
it.
before we close that down, let's go back to our Sitefinity, and let's go to in the think it's the administration menu or the settings menu, or the administration menu, right at the bottom of the administration menu. Scroll up to the menu at the top there, and Sitefinity Insight, down the bottom there. And what we're going to do, we're going to disconnect. So they've already set up the connection for us, right? But if we were starting from scratch, so let's click disconnect. We'll disconnect that. We'll change the connection. So it's good to know that that's already connected for you, but just so you can go through the motions, we're going to paste in our access key here, and we click continue with the new account.
All right.
And so now we've got the connection. So now what we want to do is we want to set up what sites we want to actually track. So if we go and click on the set tracking button, and we can tick both of those sites, we can hook them up to a data center. And just select a data center up the top there.
Does it matter? The production.
Yep.
Which sites?
And you've got your site selected. So obviously Sitefinity can run hundreds and hundreds of sites. So sometimes you might need to use that search box, but not today. So click save, and voila, right? So our connection is established. We're all good to go. So now what we can do, we've got 5 minutes left. Let's go back and we'll go and have a look at our form, right? Because with every form that we create, we can kind of elect whether or not we want that form to hook up to Insight, to kind of to pass some of that information across to help us identify visitors and all of that kind of thing. So if you go to I think it's the titles and properties of this form.
Interesting. Okay.
You'll see there's a section down below there, send data to Sitefinity Insight. So we can click on the box to submit a form data, and this is where we can map the fields that we created to the Insight field. So just map all of those up.
How did Insight get these fields? Like it just knows those as defaults?
So these are the defaults, and what you'll notice is when you get to favorite cuisine,
there isn't any.
There won't be anything, right? So let's save changes there for now. And let's jump back to the Sitefinity Insight, and what we need to do is we need to make sure that Insight can capture that additional field that we're going to use, which is the cuisine field. So let's go back to the account overview. We'll go into the production data center.
Oh, we were in staging.
I know we connected production, so I'm not sure what happened there, but let's do it in production. It's a pretty quick kind of thing. So we can see there that we've got a contact properties option. So this is where you're setting up all of the contact properties that you're looking to capture from your site visitors. So if we just create we've got a favorite food.
We do.
Field there anyway. So let's just go back to your catering form, and maybe we can use that. So
it wasn't showing up.
Favorite food wasn't either?
No.
Okay.
So here.
Show all.
Maybe. Okay, there it is.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we save changes. So now when that form's submitted, or hopefully next week when we show you that form submitting, what we'll be doing is, so what have we got? We've got our page. We've got our page.
Shall I publish the form?
Yeah, absolutely. Database error. A few things we're going to need to speak to some of the guys about internally. Maybe they've rushed this one through. That's looking a little bit more promising.
No, it's gone through. I don't know. Like a small hiccup. Okay.
All right. So we've got a form, we've got a page, we've connected our CDP. So let's just go to. Can you click on the marketing menu? I think there might be another. We might need to get them to add personalization to this instance as well, because that's not there yet. So I think what we'll have to do is, given the time, we've got a couple of things to take care of next week, or between now and next week. We'll check out, while we're kind of encountering those problems. But just to kind of recap what we've done, we've created a
Yep.
page, we've created a form, we've put that form on that page,
Mm-hmm.
we've established our connection to the customer data platform, Sitefinity Insight, and we've also wired up our form so that when people fill out that form, we'll actually be capturing uh, their name, email address, favorite food to the customer data platform as well, which
Yeah.
allows us to do things such as drive personalized experiences based on the food selection.
Yeah. No, and this is actually quite nice. For like 20 minutes is what we spent actually on Sitefinity. It's quite nice to be able to get a page and a form ready and just hook things up in the backend so we can start seeing it more next week. But are you able to get access to this Sitefinity instance with what I did as users?
I should be
So
able to, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
you got some emails hopefully. Okay. All right. So kind of like a whirlwind tour of what you get with Sitefinity SaaS, right? So I hit that button and provisioned the thing, although we had to have it separately provisioned because like both of us ran out of trials with a couple of emails that we use. But once you do, you have a hosted solution, you have a couple of environments. Like if I wanted, Jay, like could I have another environment like maybe dev or staging or playground and then production?
Yeah, so um, I don't know offhand as far as SaaS goes with additional environments. It's definitely an option when you go the fully managed
Yeah,
PaaS, and,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
Okay.
you want to start,
Yeah,
you can order as many environments as you like.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's important to point out that this isn't related to the sites that you want to run. This is
no,
just yeah. So there's a whole sort of motion that we'll be able to show everyone around
yeah,
promotion of things from staging to production. Um, and they become really handy if you get to the point where I want to do a massive content push, maybe like I've got a total rebrand or something like that, and you want to treat content like it's code, and you want to
yeah.
batch um, um, publish a whole ton of stuff, and
Hmm.
that's where you can do a lot of moving. You can develop content on a staging environment and then schedule its promotion to production um,
Yeah, yeah,
in an orchestrated fashion.
yeah. All right, so we got started, right? We got things off the ground at
We
least.
got started. We've got a list
Yeah,
of things to look up and come back to, but
yeah,
this is really good.
yeah. And then the hope is we're going to keep using this across, live streams like this, or anywhere we go with workshops, or just as a playground. So we can set this up. I mean, this starts out with the banking demo or with the coriander lane, like restaurant demo, but you're also fond of the banking demo that we do. So maybe you could bring over those pages or those
Yeah.
styles over.
So we'll be able to kind of create a brand new blank site within this
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah.
Give it its own URL, all of that kind of thing, and so people can kind of see it built up from scratch, layout,
Yeah. Yeah.
content types, the whole shebang,
Yeah.
and,
That's true.
um, and and maybe we can bring in some of the other team when it kind of calls for
Yeah.
a bit of React or Angular or
Sure. Sure.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Design,
Yeah.
um, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that brings up another good point. Like we are just going off the main solution, but you can actually have your domains and actual URLs that are mapped to these web addresses and web apps, including all the pages that go with it. So yeah. All right, this is a start, Jay. We got somewhere, and we'll keep on building
That's
on
good.
this. Yeah.
No worries.
All right, all right. So let me stop sharing here and bring this window back so I can look straight at the camera. But thanks for teaching me the ropes here on how to get started. I'm guessing there are more things of interest for IT admins and devs as well, especially on the Azure hosted solution. Because then how do I
Yep.
set up my sync between staging and production?
Yep.
How do I control, or maybe I don't want to control when it's SaaS, like when Sitefinity upgrades, like versions, should
Yep.
should I be worried because that's going to be automatic or something?
Not with SaaS.
Not with SaaS.
If you were dealing with the other environments, you'd have to be aware.
Yeah.
And there's with PaaS, it's taken care of to a degree
Yeah.
for you, but you would still own the task of promoting that.
Yeah.
And obviously with the on-prem version, it's totally up to you to download updates, make sure that they're done and pushed.
Yeah. All right, it's a start. So thank you, Jay, for spending an hour with me, getting me started, and then
always a pleasure.
We'll build on it. So anybody watching live, thanks for joining us, and anybody watching this later on, hope you learned something with me as I'm getting started with Sitefinity and SaaS and all the fun digital experience, models and experiences that we are trying to build. Thanks,
Bye now.
folks.
See you, everyone.